Call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call.
Mrs. Bibla.
Here.
Mr. Champy.
Here.
Mrs. Chaitor-Zagoric. Mrs. McCurdy.
Here.
Mrs. Campbell.
Here.
Mr. Nardone. Mr. Boone.
Here.
And Mr. Macri.
Here.
6 members present.
And from the Slusser Law Firm, Jeff Rockman is here covering for Slusser Law Firm today. I wanted to make sure everyone was aware who was seated here. As I was informed the last time, I did not introduce the fill-in person. An executive session were held before the October 17th regular meetings regarding contracts, personnel actions, and pending litigations. We'll be seeking approval of minutes of the regular board meeting held on September 18th, 2025, and the special meeting on September 29th, 2025. No student report? No student report. Superintendent report.
Thank you. Good afternoon, I believe, still yet today. Not usually it's good evening, but good afternoon. Thank you for all that are here in attendance tonight and also joining us our live stream on YouTube. I have the honor and excitement to share with you our first Soaring Elementary 6th grade Comets that we do every year. It's a new initiative that we started last year, recognizing 6th grade students. All of the nominations are done through our staff. And when I announce your name, you're more than welcome to stand right in your seat there if you want to come forward. And our first student that I would like to recognize is Eli Metz from Rice Elementary. Mrs. Petrosky, Ms. Clem, and Mr. Kopsho wrote the following about Eli. Eli is an exceptional 6th grader whose character, worth ethic make him truly stand out. He is not only one of our strongest students academically, but he is also one of the kindest, most respectful, and responsible young people we have the privilege of teaching. He demonstrates maturity well beyond his years. He consistently serves as a positive role model for his peers. His natural curiosity and enthusiasm for learning enrich our classrooms every single day. Eli is a hardworking, humble, and we could not be more proud of him. So congratulations, Eli. Also from Rice Elementary, we have Emily Wenner. Emily, Ms. Petrosky, Ms. Clem, Mr. Kopsho wrote the following about you. Emily is an extraordinary 6th grader whose kindness, character, commitment to learning make you shine. Emily carries herself with maturity well beyond her years. She treats everyone around her with the warmth and compassion, and she continuously serves as a role model for her peers through her positive attitude and strong work ethic. Her natural curiosity and genuine love of learning bring energy and thoughtfulness to our classrooms every day. Emily has a quiet confidence that allows her to be a leader and brings a level of responsibility that our teachers deeply appreciate. We could not be more proud of Emily. Congratulations, Emily. Okay, next I have the 2 students from Fairview Elementary, Lucas Gunitz. Okay, Lucas is not here with us today, but I still would like to read what the teachers at Fairview Elementary said about Lucas. We are thrilled to recognize Lucas as the Fairview Elementary Soaring Comet for the month of September. A well-rounded student with wide range of talents and a positive attitude. Lucas brings energy, creativity, and the love of learning to everything that he does. Lucas enjoys core subjects like math, science, and gym, and shows the effort and curiosity he brings to the classroom every day. Outside of school, Lucas leads a very active life, participating in karate and basketball, and showing a remarkable level of dedication and skill. In fact, he is a national karate tournament winner and have brought home the top title from a competition in New Jersey. But Lucas's talents doesn't stop at sports. He has also an impressive musical side, playing the banjo, the piano, the ukulele, and the saxophone, a rare and awesome combination. So whether it's building things, playing video games, or shooting hoops outside, Lucas brings curiosity and enthusiasm to every part of life. When asked what he loves most about Fairview, Lucas shared a simple but powerful answer: my friends. That love for friendship and connection is part of what makes Lucas such a valued member of our school community. Congratulations, Lucas. And our final soaring comment from Fairview Elementary is Cadence Brisk. Did I say that correctly? Are they here? Oh, Borsick? Okay, Cadence, I don't see is here, but I would like to read what the staff wrote about Cadence. We are excited to celebrate Cadence as Fairview Elementary's soaring comet for the month of September. She truly embodies what it means to be positive, hardworking, and a well-rounded student. With a strong interest in science and ELA, Cadence brings curiosity and focus to the classroom every day. Outside of academics, she is just as active, playing soccer, singing in the church choir, and participating in a VEDM with Ms. Zanicki, showing a commitment to both teamwork and mental health awareness. In addition to being a proud bus patrol, Cadence has also been recognized by the school for her outstanding behavior and dedication, earning On Track 2 times. This accomplishment speaks to her consistency, responsibility, and leadership. In her free time, Cadence enjoys playing video games, a fun way to relax and recharge. And when she is asked what makes Fairview special, she said it's the kindness of her teachers, a reflection of the supportive environment she helps contribute to every day. Congratulations, Cadence. Your hard work, talent, and great attitude make you a fantastic choice for the Soaring Comet. We are proud of you. So that concludes the elementary Soaring Comets. Again, families, you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the board meeting. I do have a few more updates for the community. I just want to congratulate the fall sports season. We're continuing to wind down our regular season, and I do want to wish good luck to all of the teams that are advancing to the postseason. We do have the free physical date announced. It is for our winter season. It's on November 5th from 5 to 7 p.m. I'm excited to announce the Senior Citizens Breakfast. I know it's not December, close to December, but I like to get that date out. If you're interested, there'll be more information, but that date is on December 7th. Mr. Blanchard did send out the Chromebook warranty paperwork, so families, I just want to remind you about the Chromebook warranty. I did send out information today a little before 2 o'clock regarding the boil water advisory, that it was lifted today. I truly want to thank all of the staff that were a part of that during that time. I want to thank the families for your cooperation, and again, we're back to normal operations at Rice Elementary. And just a friendly reminder that our Q1 ends November 10th. And finally, early dismissal for Friday on October 31st. Secondary campus will be dismissed at 12 p.m. and at our elementary buildings, it will be 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Milazzo. We'll be moving on to the work session part of the meeting. Please, public, reminded you're limited to 3 minutes of testimony. Any person providing testimony to the board, please state their name and their municipality. Speaking for an organization, please state the organization. We will be taking nominations and voting on item C for the fill of the new Crestwood School District Board of Education member for a term that expires the first Monday in December 2027. This will be effective as of today. Any questions from the board, comments?
We'll fill in. On the first go-round, I will be recommending the name Sean Gallagher as an incoming board member.
I would just like to state, just for clarification, so it was left up to every board member that they were allowed to call either one or all of the members who applied. I would like to thank everybody who applied. I mean, this is definitely not an easy job, a lot of time commitment, and I really appreciate everybody putting out their application. So each of the board members, it was discussed whether we wanted to do public interviews or whether we just wanted each board member to call each individual, if they wanted to or not, and ask questions, and kind of decide from there. So it was decided that each board member would take it upon themselves to call everyone, ask questions, reach out. My personal idea when I was looking at the list, I feel the biggest shoes to fill are going to be Mr. Nardone's when he leaves the board. His background in business, in negotiation, the enlightenment I think he brought to the board in many conversations, I think is just crucial. So when I was looking forward to who to pick and what role, that's the role I was looking to fill. That was the idea that was going through my head, just to let all the board members know and the public. I think his shoes are going to be very sorely missed. I personally think that the best board is a balanced board. I think right now we all bring something different to the table, and I think that's been wonderful. And I think having a board all with the same background could make it very difficult and lacking in other areas. So that's kind of where I came from.
My I was looking primarily for two things. Number one, the same thing that Mrs. Campbell said. We've been negotiating since January. We're almost 11 months in. We're 10 months in. I'd hate to see us start all over, looking for somebody that has had some background in negotiating contracts with unions as far as wages and health care and things of that nature. That was my number one concern, and I'm looking at it from a board perspective. What does this board need? And the second thing I looked for was the area of physical plant, building, and grounds. The head of that committee has already left the board. Our president, Mr. Macri, is an engineer, and he will be leaving the board at the end of next month. So someone having some idea of what's going on there, especially with this district not having a head of building and grounds, was another area that I also looked at. I spoke face-to-face with three of the candidates and let them know what I was looking for, and we followed up on the discussions.
Any questions from the public?
Hi. I thank you for saying that, because actually last week I had sent in questions for the work session, and these were one of my questions. They weren't read at the work session. That's maybe something we could put out, talk about in the policy area. That if the public is sending in questions because they cannot attend, that maybe they still can be read. But that answered my questions, because I was wondering the protocols for the new hire. So I really appreciate you guys sharing your information. Thank you.
Financial planning, Mr. Champy.
Thank you. I'll be seeking approval for items 1 through 6 under the Financial Planning Committee. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Are there any questions or comments from the public?
Hi, again, Nancy Romanishin, Rice Township. So last week, one of my questions that I had proposed, I had put forward also, was about the state budget impasse. I first want to say that I do feel that Tom Benz, you did an excellent job, because I listened to the whole session. I thought he did an excellent job of recapping what's happening, what the district's doing, and it's really nice to hear that, frankly, he should be commended for taking the time to also worry about these funds that you could apply for, because I know other districts are not doing that. So this board and this community should really be appreciative that he took the time to delve in to understand that and apply for those funds to cover us, because if not, it would have been coming out of, obviously, our reserves. So thank you, Tommy, for that. But now that I'm looking at the items in here, and I don't mean to jump forward, but there's a couple things that I think come to question here for me. We know there's a state budget impasse. Everyone's aware of that. We're over 100 days now. There are items in here at least plan to approve, I'm assuming, for new hires. I believe Tommy did talk about pausing any new hires because of a state budget impasse. And I don't think that we don't hire. I fully believe that this district needs more support in the administrative area. It needs support in many areas. So I think building and grounds, as Mr. Boone spoke about, should have been a position more looked at, but that's another conversation. However, I think based on we don't know what's happening with the budget at this point. We know it passed the House, it has not passed the Senate, it's a full Republican Senate. I wish we were more fiscally responsible to hold off on hires until the budget passes would be and so the reason I'm asking for that is because I see that the budget electricity went up $11,000. So again, that's an expense that we did not plan for, that we're gonna have to take out of somewhere. The other question I have is, I think Jill had asked in the August session, I wanna clarify this because I didn't really understand it coming out of that August session. What happened with the monies? We didn't budget for this salary, correct? Can someone explain what the budget amount was for the salaries? Because I don't understand myself, because I thought the board was not sure themselves that the actual numbers were off. Could, Mr. Macri, would you address that? Or whoever wants to address that? Thanks.
Yeah, I'll make a few comments here. I may go on a little more than you want.
That's
Nancy,
okay. I appreciate the information.
Originally, we budgeted for half a year for this position at $50,000 for the half year plus benefits. Okay. Give you my perspective on this. Number one, we're filling a vacant position. Okay, we already appointed Mr. Sayre as assistant to the superintendent, so there is a vacancy presently at Fairview. That's what's being filled. The need for the position, the superintendent is on overload. I drove by here Monday, school was closed. I had some errands to run in the morning. I saw one car in the parking lot. Superintendent. There was a lot of stuff going on yesterday. The board got notified of situations yesterday, 10 o'clock last night. There are curricular matters I discussed with the superintendent over the summer. Last week she said, we're getting there. Just haven't had time to address, and I think those are a very high priority item, just curriculum in itself. Policies, being chair of the policy committee, we get, as I stated last week, we get policies from the state. We send, the board takes action on some are sent to administrators because they have better input, better idea what's going on in buildings and things like that. We give them to the administration, ask them to make recommendations on what should or should not be in the policy and get back to us. Sometimes it takes a couple months. That's not seemingly a high priority item. So there's a lot of things that don't get done, and the superintendent, every Sunday we get updates from the superintendent as board members. I was told this last week, she does an excellent job with communications, but when you are the face of the district, that is your job. But it takes away from other duties, and I think if we had some help for her, I know there was something on Facebook yesterday, superintendent didn't get back to me. There were other things going on in the district. If we had someone else to help her out, a better response could have been made, or a more timely response been made. So as far as the need, yes, I think it's there. The funding is there. The person we're on the agenda to be hired will most likely be held for 60 days at present district, which means the person probably won't get here till Christmas, so you're halfway through the year. That's what we budgeted for. Had a talk with Mr. Macri. I really don't think that this funding impasse on the state level is going to last until March. I hope not. I think I've seen it one time go maybe December, January. Okay. Mr. Benz stated last week we probably wouldn't have enough money to make it through till March. So if we had to take out a Tran, this position at an interest rate in the Tran would cost us less than $200. So I think that's a minimal thing. That budgeted amount is 1/1000th of our budget, not a huge amount. And like I said, it was budgeted, so I expect a state budget to be passed within the next 4 months, and I see no impact financially, or if there is, it's pennies on our budget. But
Well,
from
I'd
my
like to know-
standpoint, there definitely is a need for this person.
Well, I agree that there's a possible need, but again, you don't know what the state is going to pass. Do you know? Do you know what the state is going to pass for a budget? So we don't know the financial implications at this time. So I know you can hope and like and want, but running a business that I run, we follow budgets and we follow actuals. We don't know, right now we know our actuals and we know a budget that we've set, but we don't know what the state has set yet. So we're making assumptions with the public's money. That's what I would caution here. This is the public's money. So I'm asking, in like these times of uncertainty, when people are impacted with financial restrictions, why can't we just pause this? If it passes next month, then great, pass this principal position
I
next
would
month.
say, like Barry said, the position is vacant. We need a principal. By the time we were even, told this and saw this moving, interviews had already occurred. You say we're responsible for the public's money. It's the public's money to run a good school district. It's not just an investment. It's not just normal business. It's to run a good school district. We've been raising taxes and giving very little back in the classrooms. We've been trying to chip away at that, bring back the programs that we had to lay off, bring back teachers that we had to lay off. And part of that is making sure this is a well-run school district, to make sure everything happens in its place. We've already got Kevin doing 2 jobs. Mr. Sayer doing 2 jobs. He's already taken on new duties that's going to help with curriculum, that's going to free up Jason more with math, that's going to overlook our 504 and our IEP more. He's our point person for our new Firefly and our new benchmark. Cuts to this administration have been too much, and part of that's on me too. I was here as part of that. We lost our buildings and grounds retired. We did not replace it. We didn't replace our head of curriculum. The school used to have an assistant superintendent. We used to have a full-time director of transportation. We now have an athletic director that also shares a security job, where other schools have a full-time security job. We have cut, and I'm telling you, it's too much. And you say it's the taxpayers' money. I completely agree with you, and we need to use it more wisely, and this is going to help things run more smoothly and more effectively. So I agree with Barry, and I think this is an important decision, and it's for best for the staff and the students.
So,
And when you talk, I'm sorry too, there is nothing actual about our budget with this healthcare. We go month by month. So to tell me like, oh, maybe you don't know what the state budget is, we never know what the state budget is every year. You talk like a business that you have an income and you could set parameters. We don't. Every year you don't know. We have to set a budget before the state finalizes their budget every year. This is nothing new. This is par for the course as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing new here. We do it every year. This healthcare has been changing month to month. It's crazy. It's not the way it should be run. I agree with you, but it's kind of the cards that we've been dealt. And we, at least as this board, are trying to do the best we can with what we have and what's best for the students.
So when you look at the other districts in the areas that are actually pausing and freezing and holding off on extra expenses, you don't take that into consideration at all. You just look at how you want to run things. I guess that's what I'm concerned about, is that you're just saying, don't worry about it.
Don't twist my words.
I'm just saying that other districts are pausing.
In the best interest of the students and the staff, we are trying to move forward and do the best we can with what we've got, what we've been budgeted. And like I said, you're saying, but you said you're not going to do it because it's not known. It's never known. That's my point.
Is that true, that you never know the state budget
No.
at this time of the year? Tommy,
But
can I
no,
ask you that question?
When we make our budget, when we make our budget.
No, I'd say when you made your budget,
When
this
we
time
make
of
our
year
budget.
right now.
No,
When you
we
did
make
your
our
decision in
budget.
August,
When
did you know
We're
that?
talking about budget, this position was already budgeted. This position was already budgeted.
It was not
When
budgeted
we
fully,
made our
correctly,
budget,
Tommy? This was not fully budgeted.
half.
Nancy, you need to address questions to me or
apologize.
the board member talking to you.
I
Half
apologize.
this position was already budgeted. When we passed this budget, we did not know what the state budget is. Mr. Benz, do we usually know the state budget when we have to pass our budget? In the
No.
past 4 years?
No, we usually don't know
Right.
it by June 30th when we have to pass the state budget.
Right.
This is later than usual, but by
Agreed.
June 30th, not of recent.
Thank you.
recently.
Is the person, but so you're saying you're hiring this person now, but we didn't budget till January?
It was budgeted for a half year. We figured it probably wouldn't start till January, yes.
So, but we're passing it now, which is October.
Knowing that they're probably not going to start till about December.
Assuming again, assuming when we also have a state, but I'm just putting out there that I think we need to be fiscally responsible. That's all I'm asking for from this board is fiscal responsibility. I don't think it's a lot to ask for when we don't know, when there's so many factors we don't know. I believe that Ms. Milazzo, Mr. Sarah, and Mr. Gorm could maybe step up to the plate for maybe another month to see where we're at, and then if it's that overwhelming, I just feel like we're spending money that we don't need to spend right now. And not every district makes you hold your contract. Every district's different. As everyone knows, you can be held or not held. It depends on the release of the district if they want to release you.
Well, if anyone else has anything to
But
say, I made my point.
I would just asking, that's all I'm asking, that we just pause. And just because, again, we didn't know the $11,000. And again, what was the difference in, because again, it wasn't budgeted fully, if I understand. Tommy, can you please address that? Because I know Jill asked that
The
question.
board budgeted for the principal position for a half a year.
So the budget was correct. There's no additional
The board
monies.
budgeted for a principal for half a year.
Because I thought when Jill spoke in August, there was a $25,000 discrepancy somewhere with the numbers that were in the budget versus what was,
The board budgeted for a principal for a half a year.
so we're not over budget at all. Tommy, can I ask you whether we're over budget or not?
Address to the board, please.
Okay, so
Any other comments or questions?
Okay. All right, I thank you for your time.
Back to you, Craig.
Yep, nothing further on the financial planning. I'll adjourn.
Thank you. Transportation Committee, Mrs. McCurdy.
Thank you. Recommending item number 1 to the board. Are there any questions on this item from the board? From the public?
Thank you. Policy Committee, Mr. Boone.
I'll be recommending consideration and approval of item 1. Just a side note, I know there was discussion last week on 903. A change was made. There's what should have been checked off had a cross out. Second session, like we do at the end of this work session, is for non-agenda items. We made sure that was cleared up. And there was a question about taking questions and comments at the beginning of the meeting. Some boards do that. Our committee interpreted what we saw written as, yeah, we do that because as we go through the agenda, we take questions. But just to clarify it, we changed the sentence to read that questions will be taken before the voting session. Just a point of clarity there. So I will be recommending consideration and approval of items A through E under number 1. Any comments or questions from the board?
Barry, I just want to thank you and Denise for the work on 903, because I know we've been going
Yeah,
back and
we
forth
got
a lot, and
straight.
there was a lot of changes, and I just know that's a lot of work and
Yeah,
back and
there
forth.
was
So,
a lot-
so I want to thank both you and Denise.
Thank you. There was
working that.
a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in there. From the public? Seeing none?
Thank you. Human Resources, Mrs. Bibla.
I'll be making a motion of items 1 through 8. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public?
Hi, Nancy Romanishin, Rice Township. My first question is regarding the outside counsel item. So, so I appreciate that you guys put out on the website the contract for Mr. Tunis for his rate. And I do see it was for harassment lawsuit, is what it said. So I guess my question to the board is, if it's a harassment lawsuit, typically and historically, it was my understanding that the solicitor, because their rate is $150 per hour, and I think Mr. Tunis is $225 an hour, so we're obviously, that's an increase burdening the taxpayers. So why would we be using an outside counsel instead of inside solicitor?
Our firm would have a potential conflict if we were to handle it internally. So that is why there's a necessity for outside special counsel.
Okay, so I kind of took that assumption myself, just reading some information online, sometimes bad through that rabbit hole. But it would be my understanding that if it was special counsel, typically that's for a harassment case that's maybe administrator related and or school board directors related. So I guess my concern is that we just are very clear and open and transparent about the fact that if it is a board member or an administrator, that we're transparent with the public, because it would be taxpayers' money paying for the counsel, correct?
I cannot comment any further than what
Okay.
the information that you have. It is a harassment investigation, and I unfortunately have to leave it at that.
Okay. The last questions I would have, do we have, because it was a very open-ended contract, which was concerning to me, because typically we kind of cap that we maybe address how much we're spending on this type of thing, that we can cap it at a certain amount and readdress it, or is it just open-ended that any amount of money could be spent for this investigation? That's all right.
Oop. Okay. I'm not trying to be dismissive in any way, shape, or form, but the contract speaks for itself. We didn't negotiate it. That was a contract that was drawn up by the special counsel.
So we can't negotiate that to say that we don't want to spend more than this much money on that item possibly? Do you know what I mean? Because it just seems very
The
open.
contract does say it could be ended at any time.
Correct.
It says what? I'm
It
sorry.
could be ended at any time.
Okay,
per the
but not
terms.
like there's an amount that's capped
Ended
out or
at
anything?
any time and no longer than 30 days.
Okay, all right, thank you, I appreciate that. Sorry. It's during the human resources, I'm sorry. Back to the principal thing. So I just want to reiterate again that I really hope that it's $106,000 we're adding on. I think 50% of it was budgeted from January on, but I really encourage the board just to pause on this at least another month to see where the state budget goes, because if we are hopeful and it passes in a month, then we still have time to get this person onboarded for January, and I think that would be best for the district. If you guys are looking at fiscal responsibility and prudence for the taxpayer money, I would really appreciate reconsidering holding off another month on that vote. Again, I don't want to stop it, because I agree that I think that this administration is working really hard and there's a lot of responsibilities and duties. However, it is your responsibility to be fiscally looking at what the taxpayers are looking at too. And we're just trying to, from our side, what we see too as well. So I appreciate your consideration there. Thank you.
David Green, Dorrance Township. My question goes back to the last meeting. We were told we couldn't know the particulars of lawsuit. Understand that. Couldn't know what it was about. Understood that. Couldn't even get what it was costing the contract. And that was on October 9th. Yet here we are, October 11th, and it's in the paper. So what changed in 2 days that it could go out to the public that couldn't have been said at the meeting?
At that meeting, that contract wasn't available. We had not received the contract, and it was not reviewed by the board.
You didn't know any of the particulars as far as money or potential expenses at that point?
At the time, we were voting him in to come in to handle this case. It was understood that there would then be a contract negotiation after. We didn't want anyone looking at the case till they were voted in. And actually, I believe it was the attorney who wanted to be voted in first before we got into particulars. And that's why now we're voting in the contract now.
Thank you.
Ryan McCluskey, Fairview Township. Just a couple of notes of appreciation first. Regarding the workload that Ms. Malazzo, Mr. Sayer, Mr. Gorham, and Mr. McGinney and others take on in the district which I currently work, which has an enrollment about 15% less than our school district here, there is a director of K-12 curriculum and federal programs as a full-time job. There's a director of special education and student services, which we have a similar person here in CSD. There's a head of school police. It's a discrete job. There's a director of facilities, and there's a full-time athletic director as well. So I do very much appreciate the magnitude of work that a small staff is taking on. Also, the capital improvements at, I would assume, both elementary schools. I've only been in Fairview. I think I've added a lot to the safety of the building, having each classroom have a shut door, and also to diminish distractions in the building from the previous pod style of the building. So I, as a parent, really appreciate that. I wrote you these questions, and I'm just kind of reading from it, but first and foremost, thank you for the time and effort in considering me as a candidate for the Fairview position. I enjoyed speaking with Mr. Boone and Mrs. Bibla and Ms. Malazzo and the other administrative staff. I sincerely appreciate your consideration and your time. As a parent and an educational scholar practitioner in the Fairview community, I just have a couple questions about human resources item number 8 so that I can better understand how we in our school district select administrators. So the first question was there a, and I submitted these questions before just for the public's knowledge, was there a second round interview that included more than one candidate for the position of Fairview principal?
There was not a second round. After the first round, we did not feel it was necessary.
The second question to the board was there a performance task included at any part of the selection process for the candidate that has been proposed for approval as Fairview principal?
Not this time. In the past, we have had those tasks, but this time we did not have one and did not feel it was necessary. If we had a second round of interviews, we may have, but not necessary. The committee felt not necessary this time.
Thank you. And my third question was, in the interest of gathering input and fostering engagement with the existing Fairview Elementary School community of stakeholders, did teachers, students, and parents interact with the proposed candidate at any point during the selection process?
We did not. I know that a past board member and myself had a discussion along these lines, and we feel that the members of the board are elected to do this duty, to see this process through, and it has not been a standard practice in the hiring process here at Crestwood. I don't recall that has ever been a practice here at Crestwood.
Thank you, yes, and I asked those questions because it is a standard best practice in many school districts. At this point, I've had the opportunity to work in 5 in the state of Pennsylvania, and it is a standard best practice that there would be more than one interview to narrow down candidates, that there would be a performance task, and that also a candidate for a position that's an administrative position in a school district would interact with stakeholders in the school community, such as teachers, parents, and students. But thank you. Again, I respectfully pose these questions. You all volunteer your time. You take a lot of negative feedback from the public, and that's not what I'm doing here. I very much appreciate that you volunteer your time and put so much effort into what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the public?
Nancy Romanishin, Rice Township, and now I'm going to do a follow-up because that was interesting information regarding the hiring process. So again, it seems like we're rushing this position, and based on what Mr. McCloskey just alluded to, some more information might be better to ensure that we have the best candidate by having a second round of interviews and pausing this to do it appropriately. One thing I was concerned about, and I don't believe this, but I did see that the candidate that's going to be hired also serves on a committee, or Ms. Malazzo's committee. So I don't think that is a factor, but it does, if you look at it from a purview above, it doesn't look, it's just the fact that there wasn't a second round of interviews that might be helpful to allay any fears or concerns that there is a connection here. I'd rather believe that this was clean and then that these performance tasks, that's usually standards-based best practice, along with a second interview, especially for a position is expensive. The principal is a high-level position and will contribute a lot to what the district needs, that maybe we should revisit this and have a second round of interviews to ensure that this is the correct hire.
Scoring rubric was used. Decision was unanimous, and I'm not going to divulge anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Romanishin, I just want to share about the Comet Community Collective that you're referencing where Mr. McLaughlin is on that. Full transparency, I've announced that application process. I had it in my superintendent newsletter. That was widespread. The last time I looked, people are still reading that newsletter. It was 3,500 community stakeholders that read that. And it was open to everyone that's a stakeholder. And I'm proud to say that everyone that applied for that, I put them on. So not one person was turned away. Everyone that you see there, all the information of what we discussed, that whole process was very transparent. And like I said, I'm proud because I didn't have to turn anyone away. That was not what I wanted to do. So that process, no one was eliminated and everyone was a part of it. And it was very upfront and honest and transparent of the selection of the members. Our agendas are on the website. I don't know if I mentioned that last week, and all of our minutes for that. So I just wanted to share that with you and the community that that was very open to everyone. So anyone could have had that same opportunity.
I believe it's a great opportunity.
Any other questions? Seeing none?
Academic programs, Mr. Champy.
Thank you. I will be seeking approval and making a motion for items 1 through 3 under the Academic Programs Committee. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Seeing none?
Thank you. Co-curricular, Mrs. Campbell.
Thank you. I will be asking for approval of items 1 through 5 under co-curricular. Are there any questions from the board? From the public?
I feel like a broken record. I'm sorry, Nancy Romanishin. So I just had a question on item 4, the digital scoreboard table for $19,500. I didn't understand how the financial part was working for that. Because again, we're in this state budget impasse. So as with any position or anything else, I'm just concerned how the budget is, the monies are being spent. So if you could address that, because I saw that, and I forgot to ask in the financial one, there was like a $4,000 transfer. So it's like I didn't understand that. So if you guys could address that.
In that process, that is money that was agreed to donate from Pepsi for a contract that would go to exclusive to scoreboards, scoring tables, and so forth. The $4,000 was put in the wrong account and needed to go from the general fund back into this fund in the capital account. So this is all capital money that is dedicated towards scoreboards or scoring tables of that nature.
So it's
so
donations from
it's
PepsiCo.
donations from
Okay.
Pepsi.
Oh,
It's
fantastic.
donation.
Oh, so we're
It's
not
donation.
affected. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Good. Whoever got that donation, great from the board.
And probably should say thank you to PepsiCo for that donation.
I'm sorry.
For-
Money?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, but one thing too, it's a pretty neat scoreboard. I'm sorry, I know you could stay standing there. It's a pretty neat scoreboard, and I hear our new musical technology class is going to be able to be brought in to help program it and kind of use what they were learning, and even they'll get to pick some of the songs and all that then will be played at the games and the events. So I think, I'm hoping the students will actually have a lot of fun with this as well. I'm sorry, sir, go ahead.
That's okay. Steve Mandrowski, Wright Township. I've been a longtime sports official. I've spent 42 years as a basketball official. And just wanted to let you guys know that the PIAA is into its third reading for approving the shot clock. So when you're doing this scoreboard, I want to make sure that it's compatible with the shot clocks that are going to be coming up there, because you're looking at additional expenses to get them on there.
Do we know that yet, or, I didn't look into that, did you? With the shot clock? Thank you for bringing that to
Okay.
our attention. I wasn't
That's all I
aware of
wanted to
that.
do.
No, I appreciate that. I didn't know that. Any other questions from the public? Nope, seeing none?
Thank you. There are no agenda items for physical plants. Are there any open items from the board? Any open items, comments from the public? Seeing none. Technology Committee, Ms. McCurdy.
I'm recommending item number 1 for approval. Are there any questions from the board?
I don't have any questions. I just, I know this is something we can't get into too much detail because it really has mostly to do about safety. I've just been doing a lot more reading about it. And I just want to thank Mr. McCree and Mrs. Malazzo for bringing this in, because I do think it's a wonderful thing, and it'll really add on multiple levels. So I apologize. I know we can't get into a lot of detail, but I just wanted to thank you guys for bringing that up, and I do think it'll be a very positive thing to have.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the public? Seeing none? Thank you.
Thank you. Behavioral Health and Safety Committee, Mrs. McCurdy.
There is no report. Are there any questions from the board or public? Thank you.
LIU, Mrs. Campbell.
Thank you. The minutes are on file in the superintendent's office and the district website from the previous meeting. And the next LIU meeting will be next week, Wednesday, October 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at the LIU auditorium.
Thank you. CTC, Mrs. McCurdy.
Thank you. There's no report this month. The minutes are on file in the superintendent's office and on the district website, and the next CTC meeting is Monday, October 20th, 2025, at 5:30 p.m. at the CTC.
Lauren, have you heard anything? Are they doing the Thanksgiving food sale again? Have you heard anything?
I will be finding out on
Okay,
Monday, so
okay.
I will let you know.
Okay.
Thank you
That
for
was
asking.
fabulous.
Yes,
Okay.
and for anyone who doesn't know, the culinary students at the CTC have been doing a fundraiser where they make a Thanksgiving dinner, and some board members have generously purchased many for their families, and I think everyone enjoyed it, so thank you for asking.
Oh, it was fabulous, yeah. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, the culinary students do a great job up there. Thank you.
Move on to non-agenda questions. Any non-agenda questions from the board? Any non-agenda items from the public?
Hi, Janine DeRosa, Wright Township. I'd like to revisit the discussion from last week's committee meeting on changing the breakfast to now being in the classroom. I am happy that the district is prioritizing ways to make sure that more children have access to breakfast. However, I have concerns about how you move the breakfast out of the cafeteria and now have provided snack items in the classrooms. Children aren't told that they're required to take breakfast, but they are feeling very strongly encouraged to. The leftovers then end up on share tables that are in the classrooms or the pods, and they're available all day, like an open snack bar to the kids. And the controlled environment of the cafeteria brings fewer challenges than the uncontrolled environment of having food in the classroom or the pod all day long. The items served at breakfast have included Pop-Tarts, donuts, sugared cereal bars, cinnamon buns, chocolate milk, juice, and even Cheez-Its. I think it's unfair to dangle these sugary snacks in front of our children all day long. And to the children that do not want to participate, they are now feeling singled out. I went to the nutrition group and got a lot more specifics on the decisions about what food is being served, and their role is to control what's on the menu. So the reason that I'm coming here today is to ask you what can be done to get these sugary snacks out of the classroom and in a more controlled environment.
Okay, Ms. Galinsky is actively looking for a focus group, and she takes pride in her work, and the whole nutrition group does as well. And the feedback we received, last committee meeting feedback we continue to receive, I want to make sure that the community continues to provide that feedback. I can tell you that she's already working on the calendar, and I think that's going to be discussion with that focus group. And we're looking for different ways to meet the needs of our community, because we are here to serve you, serve our students, and meet your expectations. So we are looking at improvements, and she's working through myself, through the business office, through the focus group, and I believe that you'll see a change in the November lunch menu and breakfast menu. And we continue to ask for your feedback and anybody else's feedback, and we'll continue to do better and serve our students and meet everyone's expectations.
Okay, I'm really appreciative of that and her ability to look at things and not just meeting the expectations of, or the requirements that are set forth, like juice is considered a fruit that's that one of the required things that they have to provide. However, I just think, like, if I don't keep certain foods in my house because I don't think they should be made available to me and my family all the time. It's too tempting. So I think it's too unrealistic and unfair to expect these kids to be making the decisions when it's too tempting to them to have access consistently, at breakfast for snack. They could take 3 Pop-Tarts if they wanted to. It doesn't matter. 3 bags of Cheez-Its. If I had a bunch of Cheez-Its in front of me, I might do the same thing. So I just don't think I'm glad that the different decisions are being made for the choices that are presented, but I don't think it belongs in the classroom. It's too uncontrolled, too unmonitored, and too tempting for these kids.
Thank you for coming to speak. We appreciate it. It's something, we started talking about it after the last week, after the committee session, and we'll certainly take that into consideration. We really will. It is, and I think I said last time, it's that balance of you want to make the breakfast available for the kids who need it, versus if taking it back to the lunchroom means kids who do need it won't go and get it. But I mean, your points are very valid, and that's something we have to take into consideration to see if maybe it does have to be moved back.
Why is it that you think that kids that need it won't go to the cafeteria to get it?
I mean, you look at the numbers, they really weren't. If we look at what was happening before, most weren't. I think maybe they didn't want to leave, and I'm just guessing here, this isn't stats or anything. Maybe they didn't want to leave the classroom to go when other kids weren't leaving the classroom. Maybe they didn't want to seem different. And these are just possible reasons. So, right. I mean, this was just something that was done. It wasn't made vindictively, or it wasn't made to try to sugar up kids or anything like that. The intention was good. Obviously, it needs to be fixed. Maybe possibly it does need to be moved back to the cafeteria, but that is something that we're all having discussions with. And we're having discussions with our food services about it.
Okay. And I appreciate that you recognize this, because you don't want to, make them feel a certain way that they have to go, but now you're making other kids feel a certain way if they don't want to make that choice, but it's in front of them. So it's a really difficult situation for them. Thank you.
No other questions? We'll move on to our voting session. Roll call.
Mrs. Bibla,
Here.
Mr. Champy,
Here.
Mrs. Chitora Zagoric, Mrs. McCurdy,
Here.
Mrs. Campbell,
Here.
Mr. Boone,
Here.
Mr. Macri,
Here.
6 members present.
I make a motion and seek approval of minutes of the regular board meeting held on September 18th and special meeting held on September 29th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And carried. Move to item C. Mr. Boone?
I make a motion to appoint Sean Gallagher. I so move.
Second.
Roll call?
Mrs. Bibla,
Yes.
Mr. Champy,
Yes.
Mrs. McCurdy,
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Boone,
Yes.
Mr. Macri.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Financial planning? Mr. Champy?
I make a motion and seek a second for items 1 through 6 under financial planning. I so move.
Second.
Mrs. Bibla,
Yes.
Mr. Champy,
Yes.
Mrs. McCurdy,
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Boone,
I recuse myself on check number 8861, yes to all other items.
Mr. Macri.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Transportation, Ms. McCurdy?
Thank you. Make a motion to approve item number 1. I so move.
Second?
Second. Oh, sorry. Delayed. Wait.
Mrs. Bibla,
Yes.
Mr. Champy,
Yes.
Mrs. McCurdy,
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Boone,
Yes.
Mr. Macri.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Human Resources, Ms. Bibla?
Policy. Policy.
Excuse me, Policy, Mr. Boone?
I make a motion to approve item 1, parts A through E. I so move.
Second.
Mrs. Bibla,
Yes.
Mr. Champy,
Yes.
Mrs. McCurdy,
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Boone,
Yes.
Mr. Macri.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Now, Human Resources, Ms. Bibla?
I'll be making a motion for items 1 through 8. I so move.
Second.
Mrs. Bibla,
Yes.
Mr. Champy,
Yes.
Mrs. McCurdy,
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Boone,
Yes.
Mr. Macri.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Academics, Mr. Champy?
I'm going to make a motion to approve items 1 through 3. I so move.
Second.
Who is that? Sorry. Okay,
That's me.
thank you. Mrs. Bibla,
Yes.
Mr. Champy,
Yes.
Mrs. McCurdy,
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Boone,
Yes.
Mr. Macri.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Curricular, Mrs. Campbell?
Thank you. I make a motion and ask for a second to approve items 1 through 5.
Second.
Mrs. Bibla,
Yes.
Mr. Champy,
Yes.
Mrs. McCurdy,
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Boone,
Yes.
Mr. Macri.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Technology Committee, Ms. McCurdy?
Thank you. Make a motion to approve item number 1. I so move.
Second.
Mrs. Bibla,
Yes.
Mr. Champy,
Yes.
Mrs. McCurdy,
Yes.
Mrs. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Boone,
Yes.
and Mr. Macri.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next scheduled committee meeting is on Thursday, November 13th at 4 o'clock here in the boardroom. And the next regular meeting will be November 20th, which is also here at the second campus. I make a motion and seek a second for adjournment.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting's adjourned.
So November, for text message, this is what I'm doing. What are you doing? This is just so rude.